Liberty is proud to present Sport at 10.
A warm good evening. Welcome to it. It's time for Soccer Zone. It's going to be a really jam-packed show. I'm not going to waste time. I'm not going to tell you too much about everybody because today's show is going to be spectacular. So let's find out who is sitting on the bench and coming onto the program today. We start out first and foremost with the man closest to me. He's just come from Rwanda. He is the Vilagazi from Mamelodi Sundowns, Busiso. Just out of Rwanda with the CAF Champions League. Suspended in terms of the Nedbank Cup over the weekend and doing well these days, but called up to Bafana Bafana as well, which interestingly takes me to the person right next to Villa, because there you will find Morongwa Mahope, who I think possibly is the craziest person in South Africa. She is South Africa's first black woman to race superbikes, those things that go like 300 k's an hour. No. Stuart Baxter, right next to her, the coach of Bafana Bafana. We're going to have an in-depth discussion about the new squad and the journey to Africa Cup of Nations 2019 and whether he's going to actually get on a superbike. Stuart, there was a superbike out here. You're going to get on it for us? Just show us a few things.
Let me think about that one, Thomas.
You'll just consider it, right? All right. And then Pearl Manama. Yeah, Pearl. I can't wait.
Okay.
Generations of Legacy. We're going to talk to the actress. We're going to find out about your Afrikaans background, right?
Yes.
Afrikaner.
Ja.
Ons gaan praat.
Ja, ons gaan praat.
Maar my Afrikaans is nie te vlot nie.
Ja, maar jy sê
Kan jy my leer?
jy bly in Suid-Afrika, jy moet Afrikaans ken.
Luister net met die accent ook. Dankie. Let's move on. So, let's get into the latest news stories and find out what is going on as far as the news is concerned. We're only going to do one thing because in cricket, the big news story right now is Kagiso Rabada. Rabada has gone up to the #1 position on the test bowling rankings. He did it on the back of that 11 wickets he took against Australia. So that's fantastic. He's #1. But look here, as Rabada gets himself into trouble, you see that little brush there, that little brush on Steve Smith there, has got him suspended for the next 2 test matches because that's apparently foul play in cricket. Villa, shoulder to shoulder, ne?
Emotions.
Nothing wrong.
Just emotions.
And then this here, as he dismissed David Warner, those comments, nyana, just over-passionate in cricket. They don't like it. You have to be nice about everything. Rabada is in trouble. He's going to appeal the suspension, but it's unlikely. I mean, cricket is, they never let you off a suspension, so it's likely he's going to miss the next 2 test matches, but he's appealing, and there's a remote chance that he could still play in those next couple of games against Australia. So that's the latest as far as the news is concerned. I'm going to bring Villa up in here. Villa, just come and join me straight away. Take a jog. Don't fall. Come and be with me because I want us to go into what happened as far as the Nedbank Cup is concerned. Now, I don't want you to say one team was bad or not. Just give me an opinion on what you see. Let's take a look at some of the highlights as far as the Nedbank Cup is concerned. We have the 2014 PSL Footballer of the Year in the studio to give his assessment on what took place. So, ECBs, it took long to score, eh?
Well, it's one of those tough games whereby they had an 80 goal. So that happened that we had to come back and then fight for an equalizer. But obviously playing this type of games, it's a cup competition. The most important thing is just to win the game. Doesn't matter how it comes.
Chances came. I looked the statistics after the first 45, 75% possession going Mamelodi Sundowns' way.
Good thing is that we're creating chances. And that obviously first half we never took those chances clinically. But in second half we came back with a strong attitude.
Were you surprised here as Bongani Chikile gets the goal?
It's one of those. It's one of those.
No, but you didn't worry at this moment.
Not at all. Not at all. With the team that we have and the quality and the attitude that we have from the boys, it's amazing that they can bounce back and even score more goals than the ones that we scored.
That's what he does, right? Hlompo, that finish is just, that's what he does.
That's his strength. That's his signature move.
He
gets those, and then you obviously know that he's got a very good technique of hitting the ball very well. Doesn't matter how it counts, he's got that technique.
That's what you mean?
It does it. It does it. I think he's one person that's gifted in that range.
Hey, we shine again. And then Tapelo Morena makes the game safe. He puts the ball in the net, and that's how it ends. Sundowns come back. You missed this game.
Yep.
And I'm suspicious about that.
Why are you suspicious?
Because you're suspended, right?
Yes, I was.
But we'll talk about that very shortly. It's one of those suspensions that you go, gets a yellow card in the 84th minute when he knows the next game is against ECB, so he's going to, we know those technical, tactical yellows. Pirates going out today, and it's Cape Town City doing the business against Orlando Pirates. They've just been in CAF Confederations Cup action. A lot of people thought that Cape Town City would be affected by that. But they've come back and beaten Orlando Pirates.
Yes, I'm saying it's a cup game. You know, it's a one opportunity whereby you have to bring everything that you have. So they took the opportunity, as you can see, that Patosi scored a very, very good goal. So it's one of those, you have to take your chances so that you progress to the next game.
And playing in Africa, usually we do see some, signs that you've just come out of CAF competitions. They're not showing it. You didn't show it. You got through your encounters.
I think they're taking every game seriously. I think they're giving themselves a chance to see how far they can go. So football, you have to put certain objectives in front of you or goals that you want to achieve. So I guess with Cape Town City, they're doing that.
Okay, let's talk about that yellow card. Did you get it on purpose?
Which game? Was it cheaper or... Yeah, it was Amazulu. It was on purpose, obviously, because I had 3 yellow cards and... We're having a couple of games that are coming, very important games. So you just have to take one for the team.
So you take the yellow, miss ECBs,
you take the yellow because of you trust your teammates as well, that they're going to come in and then do the job as well.
And then you're ready to play the next Premiership games.
It's a bunch of players that are ready. Everybody that's been brought into the field of play or everyone that's been selected can do the job. So if on the day I'm being brought in to do the job, I'll gladly do so.
Coach, that's a football tactic these days, right? You get a yellow when you know that the next game is not that important, and then later on, my player comes back.
It happens.
Nobody wants to admit it. Would you recommend it? Would you do it yourself?
I'm sure I've done it in the past.
But
me, myself, I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, but it could have possibly happened in your time.
May do it, yeah.
Mila, I want to talk a little bit about Rwanda, because we didn't get to see the game. CAF Champions League, you guys played in Rwanda, 0-0 draw. What was it like? Why not win there? Why not come back with an away goal?
Obviously, when you start the game, you want to win the game. And you have to respect the opponents, which we did when we came into that field. And I think first half, it was quite fairly ours, that we never took our chances. And then the game stretched. And then second half, they came. And they have quite certain individuals that they gave us problems.
Were there dirty tricks?
Not
in the game itself, but I heard in the build-up it was difficult for you guys. They didn't make it easy?
Not really. I think we had quite a few chances, clear chances that we should have scored, but we never took those chances, and that's why I'm saying the game turned out to be very difficult as they started to progress. They started to get the motivation. They started to come into the game. They believed that they could score 1 or 2 goals. But good things that we never considered the goal.
But night before, you were supposed to train on the pitch. You couldn't.
Yeah, well, those are part of the things that sometimes you're not in control of. So you just have to make use of what you have. And on that night, okay, lights were off, but then doesn't give any excuse of what happened the next day in the field.
You didn't see anyone there at the light box go...
I was busy doing the job. How could I be upstairs looking at someone who's switching off the lights?
And does it affect, though, when you can't train the night before?
Really, it doesn't affect. I mean, what's important, it comes down to the day of the game. How you prepared, yes, is important, but then the major important part of it is coming to the game, which I think the guys were prepared. And it's just that we never got the right result. But then obviously you have a better opportunity coming this weekend. So with the squad that we have, I think it's possible because it's one of the things that we praise, playing the Champions League and trying to progress to the next stage.
Now, Stuart Baxter has called you up. Bafana Bafana 4 Nations. You were also involved in the qualifiers for the World Cup. You played in the last 3 of those. So you're one of those players I can ask, are we going to see a different Bafana Bafana in this build-up to the Africa Cup of Nations?
Look, there's always an ambition, obviously, when you're being picked, and you're always honored to represent your nation. And you always, especially now we find ourselves whereby we have to dig deep and then obviously try to bring in results. But obviously in time as well, it doesn't happen overnight, with quite a new players that are coming in as well. So with that, in time, I think that will come. But then it's a new objective. We're trying to change everything because of change doesn't happen in one day. it takes time.
I mean, they're calling you one of the experienced players now. You're there now as part of the guys who need to help the youngsters in Bafana Bafana.
Yes, when given the opportunity, you try to give in what you have. But obviously, it's not a one-man job. It's part of a team, and you have your teammates as well to help you do that. But it's most importantly the nation that we try to make proud of. And then, obviously, we can only do that inside the field of play.
Last question, though, before we get the Shampunizer in. I'll try and make sure he doesn't Shampunize you. That's the one thing that we're not going to...
He's not going to do it.
He's not going to Shampunize you. Or safe.
I'm very safe.
But how would you describe your time the last 2 seasons at Sundowns? I mean, when you arrived at Villa, former footballer of the year, last 2 seasons you've scored 4 goals, not really been in the team.
I think it's a process. I think me coming in, it's coming into a team which it had so many individuals that are contributing to the team. So that was what was important for me, is coming in and how do I contribute to the team. It's not about the Villa that was advanced, who was obviously sort of solo, but then you come into a team where you want to contribute and want to add to the team. It's not about being individuality. So that I've enjoyed coming to the team and then helping the team progress in certain games. And that has came, and then the confidence has came in the past few games, and that progressively it's been outstanding for me, and I've enjoyed it.
All right, so let's get the Shampunizer in. He's the one and only sports comedian in South Africa. He's the heavyweight of humor. He's been doing it for 5 years. He is absolutely undefeated. Bring on the Shampunizer. Shampudinho.
So, Thomas. Yeah. Avila, how are you? Hey, I thought you were going to sit next to the coach, because for translation, I could have been in vets for a long time, so I know you're speaking that block-nose English, like, hey, how are you? I'm feeling so okay, right. So the coach won't understand. Coach, how are you, coach? Yes, this is my CV. Just in case Bafana Bafana need a motivational speaker, I'm just here to get that job. Just in case, motivational speaker, cheerleader, whatever. I've realized that you don't have Memela on the squad. Let me explain who's Memela. Memela in the township, he's is like the equivalent of a panty drop. Like, what's happening is that scoring against Chiefs in the derby anywhere can get you anything in your life. Like, you can talk to a girl like, hello, hi, Wena, I'm Memela, okay. I scored against Chiefs. You okay? Hi, Isa. That's Memela. So he's the panty dropper. Maybe I can draw him for you, coach. We need Memela. Memela is like Panado to a headache. Yeah, Piso Mzimani to a Sundowns. Like, he's very important. I'm just saying it's part of it's written.
He's not in the squad right now, so you're late.
We just need him just Nje. He's injured, right? We need him, and he's injured. Come. It's like the national anthem. You don't have to sing it, but we like it. So that's Meme. That's Meme. So we like him like that. Anyways, sister, Muruma. What's a magas good? Angeba ufita mo ba nickname Vela happy. Vela happy with because we give nicknames. A lady with a bike for a nanako kazir mizan ring. Shout out to Casta Semenya. Casta Semenya just graduated. Casta Lili. Apparently she ran through the course. Like, she did it in 6 months. No, she ran through the course. When people were registering, she was already writing exams.
We saw what you did there.
Casta is everything. Shout out to Anasa Jovandoane for leaving Justin Gaitland behind. Like, he left him like far to...
But at 100 meters?
200 meters. 200.
Oh, you were there, eh?
Yeah, I was there. He left him proper. But what I knew, what people don't know, is that he could have done it a long time ago, but then the motivation was different this time. He was there about to run, and someone's like, if you leave him, we'll give you the land. Yes. Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about serious things like, Sundowns. Sundowns, you guys were struggling against ECBs. ECBs really want to come to the PSL, Thomas. They're already practicing how to be in the PSL. They nicknamed their coach Cheaper. Already they are close. Cheaper. Their goalkeeper on the first half was really, like, he was pumping everything. He was such a kune. And his name is Mini. Can you get what's going on? It was really happening. Sundowns were struggling. You guys were struggling like comrades in the 70s. It was hard. Percy was then there feeling like Madiba and Robben Island. Like, I have struggled against Pirates domination. Never again will I be on the sidelines ever again. But you know what? We don't have time up there. Sign him for me. But I'm just saying, Pirates, you are back to your old ways. You guys la lose. Cape Town City. You guys are the vegans of the PSL. You don't eat anyone but chips.
Villa, last thing. Mamelodi Sundowns. You're still alive in 3 competitions. Nedbank Cup, you're still alive in the league, top of that, and obviously in the CAF Confederations Cup.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Operation Tatazonke?
We'll take it one game at a time. So now I think it's CAF on the weekend. So we'll have to deal with what's the team? Rwanda Sport, I think.
Rayon.
Yeah, Rayon Sport. So we have to deal with them first, and then afterwards we tackle the league game. So it's one game at a time.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to tell the Sundown supporters, because you need them, right? They don't know
Definitely.
Rayon. We need them. Yeah. So encourage them to come.
Yeah, I would like to encourage our supporters to come in numbers when you're playing the team from Rwanda. I think they've always backed us up, and for the past few games they've been amazingly, whereby they sing their lungs out, and that has been amazing for us so far.
All right, there you have it. Encouragement from Villa to be there. The topic that we want you to talk about tonight on social media is one that surrounds Bafana Bafana. What questions do you have for the Bafana Bafana coach as he prepares the team for the Cup of Nations in 2019? Hashtag Ask Baxter. So start your questions. I'll try and get some of those questions to the coach when we get to that part of the show. After the break, we'll be talking to Morongwa, because Morongwa is that person that just I don't understand. She rides superbikes. I just don't understand. You know, like at 280 k's an hour, she's got kids. I don't understand. I just don't. We'll talk about it after this.
Let's talk about the rules of whiskey. They say you should drink it neat, never ever with a mix.